Hey guys, Nils Larson here, CPA Guidance Accounting. Just wanted to share some information regarding EIDL loans. I'm recording this in the middle of September 2020. We're 6 months into our COVID-19 pandemic mess. And it seems like a lot of small businesses that have made it this far are, PPP money and program, that's gone, that's done. People got the EIDL advance, and then people are getting phone calls and emails from the SBA basically asking, do you want an EIDL loan? And a lot of people didn't realize that when they went onto the SBA website and applied for the free EIDL advance, that they were actually applying for an EIDL loan. And then that EIDL advance is usually $1,000 times however many employees you had. So if you're just a sole proprietor, you got $1,000. If you were a small business where you were a sole proprietor with 3 employees, so you got 4 people total, you get $4,000. You get the idea. But now I've had clients and even small businesses that aren't clients asking me about EIDL loans. They're looking for other sources of money. It's not free money. It's a true loan, but it is, relatively speaking, cheap money. So what the heck is the EIDL loan? I suppose I should pull up my notes so I'm not just talking off the top of my head, but what the heck, I'll talk off the top of my head. So EIDL, EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan, something that a lot of us never heard of until 6 months ago when the COVID thing, hit the United States. So you apply directly to the SBA. You don't work with a bank, so don't worry about calling your friendly banker about getting an EIDL loan. Go right to the SBA website. Now, the SBA, the EIDL loan advance that I mentioned a moment ago, that portion of the program ended on July 11th, I believe. So you can no longer get the EIDL loan advance, but it's still the same process to apply for an EIDL loan. EIDL loan, the max loan that you can get is $150,000. So not bad. The terms of the loan are actually 30 years, so you get a long time to pay it off as long as you're generally longer mortgage. And the interest rate is pretty darn good, 3.75%. If you're a nonprofit, it's even better, 2.75%. And who's eligible? So the EIDL loan, you're eligible if you've got less than 500 employees. You were in business as of January 31st of 2020. And you suffered a loss as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I don't mean that you show a tax loss or a loss in terms of your P&L, your income statement, but you had some, maybe your profit would have been 50,000, but instead it's 10,000 or something like that. As long as you can show that you were negatively impacted by COVID-19, then you would qualify. So how is the loan determined? We just said 150,000 is the max. So let's say you're one of those people, you applied thinking you really just wanted the free EIDL advance, but again, that was actually the loan application. And let's say you got $5,000 on that EIDL advance, and $5,000 shows up in your business bank account. So you're sitting here and you're going, gosh, maybe I should see if I can actually take out an EIDL loan. So you would take your gross revenue, your gross sales, total sales from the period February 1st, 2019 to January 31st, 2020. So that 12-month period. And then you subtract your cost of goods sold. And then whatever your gross profit is for that 12-month period, you divide that number by 2. If that number is $150,000 or more, you're eligible for the max EIDL loan amount of $150,000. If that number is under $150,000, then you're going to be eligible for something less than the maximum EIDL loan amount. Let's say, just for a mathematical example, let's say for that time period of February 1st, 2019 to January 31st, 2020, let's say for that 12-month period, your sales were $400,000. Let's say your cost of goods sold were $250,000. So your gross profit for that 12-month period is going to be $150,000. Divide that $150,000 by 2, gives you $75,000. So you would be eligible for a $75,000 EIDL loan. Now, let's add a twist. Let's say that you actually applied and got that EIDL advance, some months ago. Let's say you've got 4 employees, so the advance was for $5,000 because you counted yourself. Okay, so instead of you being eligible for $75,000 of an EIDL loan, we reduce that EIDL loan amount by the $5,000 EIDL advance you've already received. So the loan you get would be $70,000 instead of the 75. Then I should also mention that as of right now, middle of September, if you get an EIDL loan, you don't have to make any payments on the loan for the first year you have the loan. Now the interest will continue to accrue, but you don't have to make any payments that will help you conserve cash flow, while we're still trying to dig out and figure out this whole COVID mess. I hope you found this useful. Nels Larson, CPA at Guidance Accounting. If you've got questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Shoot me a phone call, 612-618-5299. That was 612-618-5299. Shoot me an email, nels, at guidanceaccounting.com. Our website is www.guidanceaccounting.com. If you're seeing this, you're seeing it on my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe, leave comments. Any feedback, well, almost any feedback is good feedback. If you just leave feedback that says, hey, you suck, that doesn't help me. But if you leave feedback, hey, you missed something, or appreciate this was useful, it was concise, that feedback is helpful to me, and I can do more videos like this helpful for you. So thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. Be safe.